Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever been in a relationship where everything looked fine on the surface, but slowly, quietly, she started pulling away? The warmth faded, the effort dropped, and one day you looked up and realized the woman who used to choose you every single day had mentally already left. And the worst part? You did nothing wrong. You were faithful. You were present. You tried. But here is what nobody told you. Loyalty in a relationship is not maintained by love alone. It is maintained by leadership. And most men were never taught what that actually means. Today, I'm giving you 4 leadership principles that create the kind of relationship security that makes a woman not just stay, but genuinely never want to leave. Not because she has to, because she cannot imagine anything better. Let's go. Number 1, make decisions without seeking her approval. Nothing quietly erodes a woman's respect faster than a man who cannot make a decision without her permission. Where do you want to eat? Whatever you want. What should we do this weekend? You decide. What do you think we should do about this problem? I don't know. What do you think? Every time you deflect a decision back to her, you are placing an invisible burden on her shoulders. And over time, that burden does not make her feel loved. It makes her feel alone, like she is managing the relationship rather than being led through it. Leadership is not about being controlling, it is about being decisive. A man who makes clear, calm decisions, who has a direction and moves toward it, creates safety. And safety is the foundation of every woman's deepest loyalty. Make the decision, own it, adjust when necessary, but lead. Number 2, regulate your emotions so she doesn't have to. A woman's emotional state in a relationship is largely a reflection of her man's emotional stability. When you are anxious, the relationship feels unstable. When you are reactive, the relationship feels unsafe. When you are grounded, no matter what is happening around you, she relaxes into you. This is emotional leadership, and it is rare. Most men either suppress their emotions completely or express them without regulation. Both extremes create the same problem. She cannot trust the emotional climate of the relationship because it is unpredictable. The man who can sit in a difficult conversation without raising his voice, who can receive her frustration without becoming defensive, who can feel pressure without transferring it onto her, that man becomes her refuge. And people do not leave their refuge. Your emotional stability is not just attractive, it is the architecture of her sense of safety. Number 3, hold the standard for both of you. A leader sets the standard and holds it, not just for himself, for the relationship. This means you do not tolerate consistent disrespect just to keep the peace. You do not let the relationship become lazy and stagnant because it is comfortable. You do not accept a version of your relationship that is below what you both deserve. When you hold the standard, you communicate something powerful. I take this seriously. I take us seriously. And a woman who knows her man has genuine standards for himself and for the relationship does not need to test him constantly. She already knows where he stands. The men who get walked over are not the ones who love too much. They are the ones who had no standard. And a relationship without standards has no structure. Without structure, respect collapses. Be the man who holds the line with love, with calm, and without apology. Number 4, have a vision she can believe in. This is the one that separates the men women stay with from the men women eventually outgrow. A woman does not just want a man who is present today. She wants a man who is going somewhere, a man with a vision for his life, for their future, for who he is becoming. That forward momentum is one of the most powerful attraction forces that exists in a long-term relationship. When a man has no vision, the relationship has no direction. And a relationship with no direction eventually becomes a burden to the person inside it. You do not need to have everything figured out. You need to be moving with purpose, with intention, and with enough clarity that she can see herself in the future you are building. A man with a vision gives a woman something worth believing in, and she will protect that. 4 principles. 1 truth. Decide with confidence. Regulate with strength. Hold the standard with love. And lead with a vision worth following. This is not about control. It is about becoming the kind of man whose presence makes a woman's life genuinely better, and whose absence would leave a gap nothing else could fill. If this hit home today, like this video and subscribe. New content drops every week. Comment below. Which of these 4 are you working on right now? Let's build together. Watch the next video on screen. It goes even deeper into this. Stay grounded. Keep leading. See you next time.